Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greeting everyone. I am Windy Arsdianti from Muhammadiyah University of Palangkaraya as the second speaker. We are just talking about facts. Actually, the law in Indonesia is very good, but it's often misused by people who are not responsible for the power given. I will respond to the previous problems. In the law number 8 of 1981 concerning Criminal Procedure Code, Law number 28 of 1999 describes the state administration that is free from corruption, collusion, and nepotism. Law number 31 of 1999 concerning the eradication of criminal acts of corruption. The Supreme Court has issued a new rule regarding criminal penalties for corruptors, which is contained in MR Regulation number 1 of 2020. The regulation will serve a guide for judges in imposing the length of imprisonment for defendants in corruption cases. Next, I will discuss several categories of the state financial laws before explaining the criminal penalties. Category of state financial losses. This regulation applies to corruption defendants who are charged with Article 2 or Article 3 of the anti-corruption law. In the principle, the defendant harmed the state's finance. This PERMA divided into 5 categories. Number 1, the most severe in the state's loss of more than 100 billion. Number 2, the heavy category is state loss of 25 billion or until 100 billion. Number 3, medium category, namely state loss of 1 billion until 25 billion. Number 4, the light category is state loss of 200 million until 1 billion. So, number 5, the light category is less than 200 million. In addition to the stolen state money, the punishment imposed takes into account the fault, impact, and profit for the corruptor. There are 3 types of error, namely 1. High error, high impact, and high defendant profit. 2. Moderate error, moderate impact, and moderate defendant profits. Number 3. Low error, low impact, and low defendant profit. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now I want to explain about criminal punishment. Simulation of punishment based on Supreme Court Rules 2020. 1. Life imprisonment from 16 to 20 years. Corruption accused of more than 100 billion, high wealth, high impact, and high profit for the defendants. Number 2, imprisonment 13 years to 16 years in prison, accused of corruption, 25 billion until 100 billion, high wealth, high impact, and high profit of the accused. Number 3, 8 until 10 years in prison, corruption accused of 25 billion until 100 billion, misdemeanor, light impact, and the defendant's profit is light. Judging from the existing articles on corruptors and their criminal penalties, but the facts on the ground are still not effective in eradicating corruption cases in Indonesia. Therefore, we offer a solution for improving law enforcement, which is improvement of law enforcement can be done by improving the legal system, which includes legal substance, legal structure, and legal culture. In addition, with the concept of a democratic rule of law, law enforcement is not only focused on the written rule of law. If the written legal rules do not provide justice, then the written legal rules can be divided. Law enforcement is also supported by the emergence of progressive legal theory and integrative legal theory. Provide legal aid for the poor and the blind, implementing the principle of appropriate, fast, low-cost processes at all levels of the judiciary. For this reason, we need to carry out rehabilitation by making improvements to excising mechanism as well as suppressing corruptors good by strengthening the law and providing a deterrent effect so that corruption will not be repeated. Okay, that's all that I can say. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.